like Attila the Hun. I came here to conquer. Lanes bring the beef, I tell them no donker. They wanna play games, I shock them like Blanca. They still rudimentary, I'm tough like Tonka. And let me get this off my chest. I'm hearing going nowhere, so haters take a rest. Ain't nothing handed, just working hard, sweating. You can take that to the bank. I know I did bet.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Eye of the Storm. I am Tempest, and I want to thank you guys once again for coming out. If you could, just do me a favor, hit the like button, sub if you haven't, leave a comment if you have something to say. And of course, you know, I do my own stuff, montages, music, and the like. I work with Mind Over Mixup. And of course, there is the playlist for Season 1, and a Season 2 playlist will be started as soon as we really kind of get into it. Without further ado, though, we're gonna just kind of jump right in. We got a lot to cover today. This is also going to be a little unusual because normally I have an outline, but this is going to be off the cuff. So first off, Kayla 15 is winning. The Shun-A trailer was amazing. I'm loving the music. I can't wait to see actual matches. And honestly, we're getting more information next week, so I'll talk about, more stuff next week. But it's looking really good. And I'm actually just going to kind of hop right into it now. So recently, and I mean like super duper recently, they released the FGC Code of Conduct, and I'll put the link probably somewhere on the video and maybe in the description. FGCoC.com. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because honestly, you guys can do that, and I wouldn't have the time anyway. So this has a few issues that some people are having, but I really just think it's just they're not reading the wording right, because honestly this is really well put together, and Ultra David helped with this. He's a real life lawyer. This is really good, and we're just going to go over a couple points that I feel like maybe people are having an issue with. First off, just kind of an overview. They talk to a whole bunch of TOs, major TOs throughout different communities. So this does apply mostly to majors, but honestly, it can apply to local stuff, and you just need to use a little bit of discretion and a little bit of common sense when you're doing this, especially if you're a small-time TO. Obviously, things are going to apply a little differently, but it's a guideline. It is a guideline. And yes, before people say anything, it was mentioned. I don't know if it was in Ultra David's tweet or in the actual Code of Conduct. It was one of the two, but they did use East Coast TOs. Not all of them signed on as a signee, but it's there. So don't worry about it. They said that there was a lot of changes that were made due to East Coast input. So it's there. There's a lot of representation. One of the things that really does stand out, first and foremost, they talk about consistency. They talk about the disciplinary process and recommendations are intended to be consistent and foreseeable enough that participants should expect to face consequences for violation. That said, no two situations are the same and different cases may have different outcomes, which means that they're not just going to, give a lifetime ban to something that maybe deserves a slap on the wrist, and they're not going to give a slap on the wrist to something that deserves a lifetime ban. It's really good. They also have a thing for, conflict of interest. So obviously they're not going to have somebody cover something when there is a conflict of interest. And the most important thing to me is the excuses. Violations will not be excused just because participants may have committed them under the influence of alcohol or drugs or any altered state of mind. What this means is that people cannot use the excuse that I was drunk or I was high or whatever. Look, the thing about it is, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm sorry, but if you're doing this and you're an adult, you need to face the consequences of your actions. Yes, you have freedom of speech. Yes, you have, your freedom to do what you want to in your own privacy, but at the same time, there are consequences. And honestly, I feel like the way that they did this, it's fair. Now, there's a list of violations, and some of this stuff is really just obvious. It's common sense. You don't want to, physically attack people, attack people with racism and other things like that, bigotry, obviously. But something that, people were wondering and feeling like, oh, we're being censored. Look, this is not censoring. 3.1.2 says, engaging in malicious bullying, baiting, trolling, or other non-physical harassment or abuse that rises to a level, and here's the keywords, beyond commonly accepted FGC trash talking. Now, that's not saying you can't trash talk, that's not saying you can't have fun. It's saying just don't be a jerk. That's pretty much as simple as it is, and read the room. The thing about it is, like, no two people's tolerances are the same. And while some people have a huge tolerance for what can be said to them, the other person may not. Now, if it's somebody you know, then obviously, you know, that's between the two of you. And if somebody has a problem, just let them know, like, this is us, I'm okay with it. But if you're reading the room and there may be somebody that's just uncomfortable, again, just be respectful. Like, most of the people that are like that say that, oh, people are too sensitive, you know, they actually are kind of the ones that'll, like, oh, you know, something a little tragic happened that may be something that happened to them or a friend, and somebody may crack a joke not knowing what's going on, and they're like, dude, read the room. Well, it's the same thing here. Like, just read the room. It's not that hard, and it's not censoring or anything like that. You can still have fun, you can still be a little rowdy, you can still be a little ignorant. Just don't take it to a level that could incur some you know, blowback, I guess, for the lack of a better word. The other thing is, like, taking photographs or recording people without their consent or, you know, backer authorization. Look, it's not saying that you can't do what you did before. You know, some of the best moments we had are candid. All it's really saying is, like, hey, yo, check this picture out, it's hilarious. And if they're like, yo, that's cool, like, yeah, you could put that up. Like, some people will do that. Like, I do that. Like, I'll take a picture and be like, yo, tweet that junk out, like, it's hilarious. Like, that's cool. If a person's not comfortable with it, then, you know, just respect them. And other things are, again, stealing, you know, collusion, things like that. Come on, it's not that hard. Again, this is definitely structured. They're gonna take criticism. They're gonna take input and feedback. Just be constructive about it, and it seems like they're gonna be really open. So give it a chance. Considering what happened last year, we need this. But you know, those are just really quick my thoughts, my little input on it, because I just saw a big major point for a lot of people was that. And again, especially when it comes to minors, like, look, just make sure that you have a guardian. It doesn't say you need a parent, it just means you need a guardian, somebody that's over 18. So again, common sense. But that's about it. Let me know what you guys think. Share with a friend, comment, and like and subscribe. But as I always say, be safe, take care of each other, press buttons, and catch you on the flip side.
Bright lights, tight sights, live mics, no fights, just hype. My type, do whatever that I gotta do to keep it right. I ain't never been a thug, but I'm about this life. It'll never be.